all powered up in the DelmarvaLife kitchen, not only because we can't get over the glorious remodel, but because of what our guest in here is making, kale power salad. And that's not all courtesy of our friend here, Paul Suplee. How you doing?
Doing great, good to see you.
Yeah, he is a senior lecturer at UMES. Welcome.
And liking it, we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's the best job I ever had.
Really? Really? What do you think of this
wonderful.
kitchen?
Kitchen's awesome.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you.
Very
All right.
nice.
So we're making a kale power salad?
Kale power salad with grilled chicken. It's super easy. Jimmy, it's easy enough. I'm pretty sure you can make it.
You're pretty sure you're not
Pretty
convinced?
sure, not
Okay,
convinced,
well I
but
guess
I'm
we'll
pretty
find out.
sure.
All right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start with 2 ingredients that take a little bit of cooking. It's going to be the chicken breast and the pickled red onions.
Okay.
Both incredibly simple. I wanted to do the chicken breast for you guys.
I'm going to put this right here for a second.
All right, cool. Thank you. So every now and then on Delmarva, you know, or really anywhere, sometimes you get chicken. If it's a nice little tender chicken breast, you don't have to worry about it too much. You season it up, grill it, it's good. But sometimes you do get yard bird,
Okay.
right, which we affectionately call it. So, you know, it's an older bird. If I just grill this up, it's going to be pretty tough.
Okay.
So super simple to do. You're going to clean off the tendons, and you're just going to take your knife like this, keep your fingers up, and just cut it in half this way. You're going to butterfly. You can cut this in 2 pieces if you want to. Normally, I would cover this with plastic wrap. My fault, I forgot the plastic wrap, so we'll use parchment. Just cover it up. You can use a meat tenderizer. In this case, I'm going to use a small pan. And we're just trying to like break the fibers down a little bit.
Okay.
That's the whole goal.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Just literally tenderizing it.
Yep, tenderizing it. So we're going to take the heel of the pan very gently, and we're just going to break it down. You don't want to smash it because it'll just kind of go all over the place. But if you're doing chicken cutlets in Italian cuisine and you have a larger breast, or you're going to grill, this is a really nice way to make it more palatable, as it were.
That was a very good point to make, because if it had been me, I'd have just been wailing away with it.
Oh,
yeah.
And I still do it, depending on what kind of day I'm having. So if you notice the way I'm seasoning this, my hands are way up here. If I season from there, you just have a big concentrated pile of spices. So up high a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to turn it over, and I have a little bit of clarified butter in the grill pan. We don't have a grill, so grill pan. This is a Le Creuset. This has been in my family for probably 35 years.
Really?
It's awesome. This thing has been beat to death. So that's it. So we're going to let that grill, and then we're pretty much done with that.
All right.
We're going to come over here, and and this is how simple all this can be. I'm going to turn this up. So this is just 1 part red wine vinegar, 1 part sugar. And so we keep this on hand in both restaurants. Super easy pickle. It is the simplest pickling solution out there.
Oh, okay.
So really easy. So I'm going to jump over here, Lisa, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
So while you're doing it, let me ask real quick, how long do we leave the chicken before we flip it?
We're going to leave it for about 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yep. So we have the onion that's already peeled. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it in half. Uh-oh. Hack chef, man. Starting to get the hang of it.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm going to cut this into julienne. So, you know, I was always trained in the 80s to kind of julienne like this. Well,
Right.
What I usually do is start this way, and when I get to the top of the onion, just goes straight up and down.
Okay.
Flip it over, same thing. And that way we have a nice little, at least a little bit more uniform.
And it helps to have a nice sharp knife.
Yes, it does. Very nice knife.
You think?
Yeah. So this is it.
And
We're going to
that's
take the onions. We're going to pour the
Oh, you pour it over.
pickling
it.
brine. You do not need to cook the onions. That's now done. We're going to let that sit. It's good if it sits for like at least 6 hours.
Right.
And it'll soften the onions just enough, let it pickle on its own.
Oh, okay. And you already have some already made over there.
Yep, have some already made.
Oh, that is looking good.
And you see how simple it is. I mean, it's literally chicken and whatever spice blend you want to use.
Okay.
Super, super easy.
All right.
Thank
Well, I
you.
tell you what, we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, put the salad together. Does that
Cool.
sound like a good idea to you? Stay with us. DelmarvaLife. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the new and improved DelmarvaLife kitchen, where there's a little something for everybody today. Chicken, pickled onions, candied nuts, you name it. So where Paul Suplee, who is a senior professor, senior lecturer at UMES, where are we? What are we doing now?
All right, so where this is all going to go into what we call a kale power salad.
Okay.
So kale has obviously become very popular in the last 5 to 10 years, especially now, whether it's garlic kale, roasted kale, kale chips, or a kale salad. So this is an incredibly simple dish, and we're talking maybe like 5, maybe 6 ingredients for this dressing.
Right.
And when you watch me make this dressing, if you've ever cooked before, you should be able to figure out what it is.
Okay.
This is one of my cheats.
Okay.
So, chefs' lives are busy enough. So if we have an opportunity to make our lives a little easier,
You take it.
we're going to do it.
That's mayonnaise.
So this is mayonnaise, and of course we're going to cook in the Southern style. It has to be Duke's mayonnaise.
Okay.
Must be Duke's.
Duke's.
Must
Okay.
be.
Must be Duke's. If you're
And
eating,
then some
this is powdered sugar. You have coarse mustard,
coarse
a
mustard.
little bit of powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar in the dressing.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Just a splash of red wine vinegar. Here it is. A little bit of pickle juice. So if you've ever cooked, again, if you've cooked much in the past, at this point you should know what this is. And it's kind of funny. Then people realize what this is and they're like, you got to be kidding me. This is pretty much a nice little coleslaw dressing.
Yeah.
So if you think about what is kale, kale is cabbage. And it works so well. So all we do is add some poppy seeds. Such a great cheat. I love this so much. So, we have the orange crush machine, which everybody down here knows what that is.
Yeah,
right?
I thought we were making orange crushes. I was all excited.
They told me I couldn't.
Yeah.
I asked the producer. He said no. So,
Scary.
basically you take the orange, cut off one end, cut a little X in there. I don't know if you can see that, and just pop it in.
You cut an X in there. That's interesting.
Yeah, that way instead of, basically it's one squeeze, you do the whole orange instead of do a half. And when you have to do a case or two of oranges, it saves you a lot of time.
I bet it does.
So we're not going to use all this. We're going to use that much, and that's it. And we now have an orange poppy seed dressing.
Nice.
Right? Super, super easy. So I'm actually going to use half of this kale. So when you're doing a kale salad, you want to kind of massage it a little bit. You want to beat it up. If you don't do this, it's almost like it's imitating the maceration process. You're making it more edible or almost kind of cooking it a little bit.
Okay.
Because if you don't do that, it gets really kind of grainy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so you massage
I've heard of massaging it with oil.
You can massage it with oil. You can massage it with salt. It's going to be more of a savory salad. And the salt actually acts like a abrasive. We'll break it down. And then,
Man, I am learning a lot today.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
And, cooking is a science.
Yeah. And I'm finally getting the hang of it, Jimmy.
What was
So,
it?
okay, so
Nuts.
this is
You get candied nuts.
candied pecans
Whoa.
and pickled red onions and dried cranberries. Put a little bit of dressing on top. And we are going to mix this up.
Mix it up.
And while you mix it up, it's going to massage it even more. And as simple as that, we're just going to go ahead and plate it up. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So what you can do is kind of like pick up the kale a little bit. So in Nerd Talk, we call this stuff particulates. So you want to have that, use it as garnish on top.
Articulates.
Particulates.
Particulates. I thought you said
Particulates.
Articulates.
Little particles. So, we have this, and then, if you're doing like chocolate chip cookies, they're also called particulates. When you have like the macadamia nuts, the chocolate chips, and when you get into food production, it's very specific on the percentage per dough and all that jazz.
Wow.
So, that's it. Super simple. We're going to cut the chicken breast down
Okay.
and be done.
Ooh.
And be done.
Be done. That's it.
And
My
you know what that
goodness.
means, Jimmy.
We get to eat. Excuse me. Guess I shouldn't show kids to pick hot stuff up with hands.
You know a real chef when he starts doing that.
Yeah. So when you cut chicken breast, and you can see that's nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to take the other piece.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the other piece. And the other knife.
That's an interesting diagonal cut there.
Yeah, so what I'm doing there is I'm cutting against the grain.
Okay.
So you see the grain kind of goes like this. You want to cut against the grain. And you do this with meat as well, like beef. And that way, it'll make it nice and tender to the bites.
Okay. Again, something I didn't
Yeah,
realize.
right.
I mean, I've seen it cut that way, but not knowing why.
Yeah.
Thought it was to make it pretty. I had no idea.
So it's super easy.
All right.
And that's it. We're done?
We're done.
So I'm going to switch places with you. We're going to taste this, and
sorry.
you tell me. So what is happening down at UMES?
So we have some really cool things happening. We're actually resurrecting the spring luncheon series. So we're doing 6 weeks of luncheons on Mondays and Wednesdays. And that's open to faculty, staff, and the general public.
Oh, wow.
The thing that's really cool for me is there's a study of edible insects, everybody's favorite subject. And it's, I already forgot what it is in Greek, but it's a study of edible insects.
Yeah.
We don't have any of those today, right?
No.
Entomophagy?
Not entomophagy. Good, look at you. So
Wasn't the voices in my head, definitely not.
it's entomophagy. So we have a chef coming down from New York City. His name is Joseph Yoon, and there's a doctoral student named Ebony Jenkins, and they're both studying this. And we're doing a 5-day bug symposium the first week in April. And it's going to be open to the community, and it's just really cool. I mean, it's supposed to be like the most sustainable type of protein and fat production in the world. So that's what they're like going towards, is trying to make it more acceptable.
This is so good, Paul.
Yeah, thank you.
Very, very good.
This is, by the way, what we call double dipping.
Double
There you go.
dipping.
Well, you've done it before.
Someone suggested that we eat a light lunch before we do our kitchen segments, and I said, nope,
No.
Yeah.
we'll still gobble it all up because the food is just too
It's
good.
fantastic, Paul.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank you.
a power kale salad.
Power kale salad's as easy as it is.
Thank you so much, Paul.
You're welcome. Always a pleasure.
Come back.
I will.